back with another game. Today we're going to be checking out some more of What Remains of Edith Finch. This game was released back in 2017, and for more info on it, check the description. If you like my Let's Play, consider purchasing this game for yourselves. Not sponsored. Now smack that like button like it's dealt you emotional damage, and let's get into this.
After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room. Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18, never set foot in the room again. Even in her 90s, sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother. Edie gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch house. My mom was furious.
A mole man? I'm not really sure. Is that true? I mean, it's insane.
When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't. One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, she was a celebrity. I hadn't thought of myself as Edith Jr. for a long, long time. Edie knit me a new pair of gloves every year, just in time to replace the old ones. The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies. Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
Let's get started.
Alright guys,
I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards.
yeah, fun fact, the music that would be playing in this room right now, if I was able to show you guys that, was from the movie Halloween from 1978, I think. So if you guys want to see that, purchase the game for yourselves, not sponsored. I was doing some reading on this game, and, man, guys, get out now if you don't want your hearts broken, because I've received some spoilers, which I'm not going to share with you, don't look them up. But, yeah, trigger warning. Get out now if you don't want to be exposed to that. I mean, yeah, it's gonna be sad.
You've got to get a hold of yourself.
Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him. Right on.
You've got to get a hold of yourself.
She reached for the music box. And as she found the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent. She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
Looks like I'm gonna have to fight. Something bad happened to Rick. I'm coming, Rick. Oh my gosh. Oh my. Alright, that's
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
Yeah, it's making me do this, by the way. He impaled and ate his family? Okay. That's, I don't want to go over there. At least I can... Oh, I can't. Alright, I think I saw
good.
Something moving. Into the dark inside door. No? Here?
The old fridge rattled and grew still.
Why would it do that?
Oh dear!
Rick?
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
I'm not scared. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and you're...
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
Oh, it's a skeleton. Okay. Here I come, Walter. Here I come. I'm fine. Escape.
Oh, that's real good.
Only. Where's I walk?
Walter, are you there?
I think I passed that.
Walter had vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Barbara turned, saw the hook man, and was speechless. He was quite smashing.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
That night, she played her part beautifully.
So basically, what you're telling me is a whole lot of messed up
She
stuff
thought
happened.
about abandoning Walter, but just couldn't do it.
Well, I wasn't trying to abandon Walter.
Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges grow.
You've got to get a hold of yourself.
He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet.
Let me guess. Was that your boyfriend again? Somebody new just trying to scare you? 'Cause, like, that's not funny, and I don't appreciate it. And they might not be okay, so...
The hookman had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was...
Is it really a good idea for me to turn my back right now?
At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Yeah, like I thought.
Oh dear.
Let's get started.
The monsters had come to surprise her.
Oh, bullshit.
It was a dream. saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to chaos. And in her final breath, Barbara Finch gave a performance of her life. I wasn't there to step, but Barbara was she had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared this same night. And little Walter, hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all with him. But that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box was all they ever found of her. Her ear. Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
Well, it's crazy she said that about the happy ending because, I know why she's doing this now. And, sad. It's very sad. What am I doing? Well.
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box. Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara. Mom must have locked the third floor stairs on the night we left.
Well, I'm not seeing a way to unlock that right now, so I'm gonna keep moving.
Edie's father, Odin, built the original house. It's funny. All those times I played with the music box and never found the basement key. A lot of things got left behind in the whirlwind of that last night.
So I'm guessing the last time that Edith was here, something pretty bad happened. There's a lot of stuff left here. I mean, it's like they left in a hurry.
I wonder if that comic was right about there being a key inside the music box near the basement.
Alrighty, let's find the basement.
The table was still a wreck from the night we left.
Yeah, so I was
It was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture.
Yeah, they left in a mega rush.
Even the fireplace had a story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original house, after it sank. Maybe I should go check out that music box down by the basement.
Yeah, I know. we're going.
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot. I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages. I thought maybe she was hiding presents. Turned out she was hiding a lot more than that.
Well, that kind of explains how somebody popped out about it.
I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could. If there's a pattern in all these stories, I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years. On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week. But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane. Having a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow.
We just drank those peaches.
But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything.
No, that's not true. More peaches? You gonna drink them?
Even a monster on the other side of the door starts to feel normal.
No.
Almost friendly.
No, I don't agree.
And then one day, everything just stopped. Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid. It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting. I have to leave while I still can. I know it's out there somewhere. Whatever killed Barbara and Molly and Calvin. Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day, even if it kills me. Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it. I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food. I don't mind if I only have a year left, or a month, or a single week. I'd be happy with one new day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here.
Okay, guys...
I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me.
I'm sure she was. The thing is with this game, there are elements of truth to those stories. I mean, there's elements of fiction to them as well, and it's really up to the viewer what you take from it. But, the main point is, some of it happened. I mean, interpret what you want. It's only gonna get crazier from here.
Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter. But if she never told me about an uncle under the house, I can only imagine what else she was hiding.
I mean, yeah. You had a secret uncle, I guess?
I don't want to make the same mistakes she made. Trying to bury something that's still alive. Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe 2, I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself and found out what happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real. I don't know if I should even be writing this. Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me. But I thought you should know about your family. And the history you're a part of. Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now. I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth. And when you look at the house, that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness, any of it seems possible. so long, we've just gotten used to it. What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house? It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one. 3 of the gerbils were mine, and 2 had been my fault.
Alright, 7 animal graves and 10 human graves. Seven? 17?
Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery.
Yeah, 17 human graves in your backyard. How cool. Doesn't everyone want to have a backyard cemetery? Backyard graveyard going on?
I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away. She could see it poking out of the water at low tide.
Okay.
Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night.
My god, that's a house? What the hell happened? Am I done?
Edie's side was always easier for me to understand. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from.
So, in my last Let's Play,
She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us.
I was confused when she was in Molly's room. Her name is Molly. But, I got confused because they also had a cat named Molly. So, yeah, 2 Mollys.
There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself.
Oh, I get that. It's the stuff I wish I could ask my mom too. Any of you guys have lost loved ones? You have my condolences.
But looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
And, oh my god, get off of this. Yeah, well there's that. There's that. I didn't have to spoil it. So that's good. There's been a lot of dangerous
I never
stuff.
met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common. They were both pretty intense.
So he must have been the one that,
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
one that had the dark room.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Perfect.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? Please just take the damn picture.
Hey, language.
Yeah, what he said. What, this?
Did you want to get a picture of me or what?
Where are you?
I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's the spirit. Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. The camera's older than you are.
You're right, Dad. It's starting to clear up. Still freezing, though. Aw.
Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee.
Oh my gosh. My bad. My bad, Dad. You done?
Nothing quite like being outside.
That's what I'm supposed to do.
Hold still while I take a picture of you.
I definitely won't be moving.
Are you done yet?
Does it sound like I'm done? Oop. A little more gas in the tank, I guess.
I guess.
Hey!
That's a keeper.
That was what I was
I'm just
supposed
saying,
to do.
I'm not always gonna be here, Don. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Don, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
To tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years. Last time I was with my brother Calvin. Man, that was a great trip.
This? I take pictures of everything.
Dad!
Good eyes, Don.
There we go.
Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
There we go.
Dad, I...
Just breathe. Let me get behind you.
Do I have to do this?
Don, you don't have to do anything. But if
Good
you want
answer.
to survive, you need to be strong.
Well, it seems like you're pressuring her.
Great shot, Don!
Great picture. I guess.
I'm proud of you, Don. Always remember that, okay?
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally normal, Don. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about—
Dad!
Oh my god. Alright guys, well,
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
yeah, well that one definitely happened. There's a freaking photo of it. That's so sad.
Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something.
Yeah, I guess so.
Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
Sam sounds like he was a badass. Some case stuff. So, did he ever remarry? Or maybe not, since he still has her things. guys really left in a hurry. Everyone's things are just all still here.
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
Sounds like it. What are you doing? Okay, so she didn't pass away, they got divorced.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it. I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
Okay, Mom. Let's, continue.
Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
I wonder what he saw. What his world was like. Me so much of Calvin. Lost in his imagination. Whatever it was he saw.
I'm supposed to be doing what I think I'm supposed to do.
It sure made him happy.
Okay, cool. That's fun.
Silly it sounds. That I worried about a baby being too happy. But I could feel him slipping away.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything you could. Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Your baby first?
I wish he could have told us about the world he saw. Hey, there's so much I don't understand about Gregory. Everything. But I know what happened wasn't your fault. I'm sure he's happy.
I'm gonna have to put a major trigger warning on this shit.
And he'd want you to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
That shit's fucking heartbreaking. Oh my god. Poor baby. You know what, I really don't like the shit this game is making me do. Alright.
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet...
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea.
Oh.
Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard. My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart. I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom, were the words that
I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger.
Well, that's unfair. It tricked me into thinking I was supposed to be doing that, because when you do that at the beginning, I'm not supposed to be focusing on that. Okay, just waiting for me to do that.
The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made. The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder." I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't, until we found you.
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
Alright, let's keep moving. Yeah, that part was a little difficult. It takes some editing on my part later. You guys will probably be seeing this upload sometime next week. You're not gonna know which week I'm talking about. Oh well.
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died. At the time, it was as far away as she could get. She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay. Religion was another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died. My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Lewis was born a year later. When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back. And to see kids in the house again. The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that. And for a while, things were good. Almost normal. But it didn't last. The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle. After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings.
There's a game called The Unfinished Swan, and in Milton's room, the doormat and the chair are supposed to have the same emblem that is featured in that game. He's even supposed to have a poster of the ink frog above his bed. I don't know what an ink frog is, but if you guys want me to check out The Unfinished Swan, let me know down in the comments. It is probably related to this game, though I'm not sure. Alright, let's see if I can find what I was talking about. Maybe, is this a room?
I think Edie was happy to finally have another painter in the family.
Okay, well there's the ink frog. Is that the emblem? Is that supposed to be the doormat? I'm not sure. Where's the chair? Oh, hi. There was supposed to be a chair in here, but I don't see one. Oh well. Back to what I'm supposed to be doing. Oh, well. There's the chair. That must be the emblem from the game. I didn't see that down there, but maybe I missed it.
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
Whoever made that's very talented. That is a lot of drawing. I bet that took a long time to make. Of course, Milton made it.
I was 4 when Milton disappeared.
Are we not gonna go through a memory with Milton like we did with everybody else? No, I don't think we did. Guess that was it for Milton.
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors. Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
That sounds eerie. I don't really like the sound of that. walking right past that. There's the doormat. Cool.
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Louis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room, until Mom got him a job at the cannery. Louis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
I wonder why. I wonder what the smell could be, guys. I have no idea. None whatsoever. Is that one of those special lamps?
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Louis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Louis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery, but he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to wander. I asked him to describe it. He said he started small, imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats. And toads. And things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head. But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself. But he found something more. I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss. But he said Louis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Louis. So I let him go on. I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend. On the edge of a city he named Louis Topi. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians. And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination. So he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor. And he won. They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him. He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville. St. Louis. He started drifting away from our reality.
You're going kind of fast.
Minneapolis. Until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Louis kept sailing on. In Louisburg, he heard rumors of a handsome queen.
Wouldn't it be more fitting to call her a beautiful? Okay. What's up with all the colors?
The queen was on her own quest for sinister serpents.
Yup.
He followed the sound of her electric sitar.
You can actually hear it. That might not be a good idea. Let me avoid that.
His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon.
I should be okay. I have the music.
Even then, his logic remained sound.
I'm not gonna take a chance that that's safe. Well, I can't see it anymore. Alright.
He knew the world was all in his imagination.
There's a lot of fish. Come on. Stop it. Fish. And my wife.
But he was so proud of having created it.
Hi, fish.
In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king.
If I stop doing this, will they just build up until you guys can't see?
For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming.
I'm thinking they will.
And then it struck him that the real Louis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace.
Why don't we go do
My imagination is as real as my body, he told me.
Well, that's all
It was
well
hard
and
to
good,
argue with him.
but it's important to actually do stuff too. Alright, well, I'm glad that's done. How long I was gonna do that for? It was a lot of fish. I feel like I have a job at a fish factory. Cutting the heads off the fish. That's what the hell I was doing for the last 5 minutes.
We began to forget the world we know.
Was he the one that...
I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker.
Is the cannery underneath your house? Because I wouldn't want that. Ew!
He began to despise the man with a royal contempt.
You're not doing anything. You're just imagining that you are? Okay. What should I do? I have a feeling I should go up here and get onto this, but it's a horrible idea, right?
I still thought I could save him.
Nope. It was the right idea.
Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder.
Yeah, that's a bit...
The palace would be packed with his companions.
Big party, huh?
Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on advising him.
Calico? You mean a cat? Getting advice from a cat? How effective was that advice? Hi.
His queen waited, holding his crown.
My queen! Hello!
There was only one thing left to do.
They're gonna cut my head off.
Bend down his head.
Yeah, you are. Oh, shit. Alrighty. Head, here we go.
And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
Oh my god. Well, if you don't understand what happened, let me just give you a quick recap.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
Remember that machine he was using to chop the heads off of the fish? Yeah, well, he got a little bit too much into his imagination, and yeah, that's what happened. Yeah. Alright. I think I am gonna do one more thing, and then I'm gonna end this one, because I have to, you know, say something? I have to make sure this looks good.
On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. wish we'd stayed. But I understand why we left. My mom ended up leaving everything behind. What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner. But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night.
Oh my god, am I at the end of this game? Alright guys, well you know what? Slap the like button. Like it's dealt you emotional damage. I feel like I might be dealt emotional damage by what's about to happen. And after this, I'm probably gonna end this one. I want to get a few more videos recorded, but yeah, here we go. Oh, I think I am at the end of it. Well.
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
What's happening? Okay. I feel like I should go eavesdrop on that conversation.
The power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles.
That's why there are candles
When my mom
everywhere.
said the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance.
I bet your mom didn't know about a lot of the secret entrances that are in this house, because, that's absolutely insane.
Or that Edie had a key to it.
Of course Edie has a key to this. It makes perfect sense.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories.
Oh my god.
I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning. Okay?
Alrighty. History of the Finches by Edith Finch. Here we go. I think this might be the end. My little
Dear
hand things.
There's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out.
Yeah, my little hand things changed. I didn't realize I had turned into Edie. Here we go.
It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way.
Well, this is pleasant.
I got turned around. For a while, I wandered.
I'm still going straight. I'm not really wandering.
I started seeing things. Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends.
I think I'm almost at the house.
That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them. Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it! Let go! I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great-Grandma Edie again.
Oh, that's so sad.
The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot.
I guess we can assume what happened.
We both tried to make the best of it. A few years went by.
Can this happen any faster, please? No.
My mom didn't like to talk about it. But she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone.
You're not.
The last Finch left alive.
Not really. You've already said.
Until I found out about you.
Yeah, exactly. The baby.
I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you and tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way. This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
That was What Remains of Edith Finch. Gosh, that got me a bit. I'm not gonna lie. I can't believe that in 2 Let's Plays I've beaten this game. I thought I was at the end of it, but I was not quite sure. I'm gonna go ahead and jump off of here. I have some editing to do. Again, if you guys enjoyed my Let's Plays, go ahead and purchase this for yourself, not sponsored. Smack that like button like it's dealt you emotional damage, like I'm sure this game has done to all of us. And I will see you guys in the next one. Let me know what you think of this down in the comments. Bye.